Welcome back, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, Nelson.
Happy Wednesday.
Thanks so much for joining us today. If you didn't know, David is off at CMON Expo in Bangkok. So he is literally across the world right now. But we still decided we wanted to stream. Nelson came down. You might have seen Nelson on the channel before. We're not doing Marvel today, but we're still doing a card game.
Of course.
So this does seem to be right in our wheelhouse. The game we're playing today is Earthborne Rangers. This is a super cool concept.
It's very fun.
We actually got to experiment with this game a little bit back when it was first being designed and being launched on crowdfunding. This is from Andrew Navarro, who was the head of development at FFG, and the whole team of ex-FFG employees. So it definitely has that feeling of like an FFG LCG. But this is like a sandbox game, which is crazy.
Yeah, it feels like almost a video game implemented into a card game. You can pretty much do whatever you want, and that's both exciting and terrifying all at the same time.
Yeah, because you can. So yeah, that's what we're gonna see how this live stream goes, because you can literally do whatever you want. You can spend an hour just wandering around from place to place and just doing nothing.
You could
eating berries off trees.
Yeah, why not?
But the whole premise here, I guess, this is like post-apocalyptic, where like the apocalypse already happened, and now we're kind of rebuilt, and the world is kind of overcome by nature, and we are Rangers, Earthborne Rangers, who are kind of going out and, I mean, it basically sounds like glorified errand boys to start with.
Yeah,
but I'm sure that there's more as the game kind of goes. So we thought, just because of the nature of this game, we're gonna jump right into the very, very first mission that you're given. So we didn't want to spoil anything. This is the same place everybody's gonna start, but as you can see from our plays, you can literally go anywhere from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an exciting game. We did build our characters already. We built our decks. Let me talk about my character really quick. Sure. I am the Peerless Pathfinder. Okay. This was an Explorer character. I combined Explorer with Traveler. Okay. I thought that was kind of a good mesh of like, you know, if you're exploring, you're probably traveling a lot. I maybe hyper-focused a bit too much.
Which I think is okay in a multiplayer game, but every single one of the backgrounds and specialties brings in different cards that interacts with the game in different ways. Yeah. And so the Explorer and the Traveler may have the same flavor, but they don't do the same thing. Yeah. And so I'm interested to see how your deck works, because it kind of went out on a little fun way to do it.
What about you?
I'm over here. I'm kind of playing a sorcerer wizard type person. It's a shepherd mixed with, or it's an artificer mixed with a shaper. Ooh. And so
you're artificing and shaping.
We're artificing and shaping with kind of a more focus on animals or beings that I can either connect with or maybe attack. So we'll see.
And what role did you choose?
I chose the adherent of the first ideal.
Oh, well, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
Mine's just called Peerless Pathfinder. So yeah, we're going to jump right in. Again, thank you guys all for joining us today. Please leave comments. Let us know if you're one of the backers. I'd love to hear people talk about this game. I know we're one of the first channels to have this out, so like I know a lot of people haven't gotten theirs yet. But as you get it and come back and watch, ask us any questions. Nelson will be in the comments to answer them, because he's, the master of this game, right? Yeah.
Sure. If playing 4 times is the master of a game, let's go.
All right. So like we said, we're jumping right into the first scenario, and that does come with a little bit of flavor text. Yeah. So if you want to jump into that.
So it's all about the story. So let's just dive in. So cresting the gentle grassy hills, you see an unmistakable silhouette of Lone Tree Station rise out of the highland plains before you.
Lone Tree.
Lone Tree Station is aptly named. It's the single massive giga redwood towers above the hills and swaying grass that surrounds it.
Is it the one from the box?
I think it is. It probably is, yeah. You can just make out the eaves and balconies among the gnarled bark, doors tucked into the winding roots, and hanging gardens suspended from the branches.
It's got to be.
Hey, you got a hanging garden.
Oh, that's where my hanging garden card is from. I see. It's all coming together now.
Yeah. As you draw closer, a woman in freshly pressed cloak steps out from the main entrance and waves. Calypso, your mentor for the past 9 months, strides towards you with a man who looks about your age at her heels. "Hello," she calls out. "You made it. Just look at you." She clasps your hand, her smile warm and her grip firm. "I'm glad to finally have you here," she says. Then she turns. "This is Cal Ivor. I trained Cal last year, right before I started training you." He gives you a nod and greeting. "A pleasure," he says. And this is where it instructs us to put the Lone Tree Station. So this is the
current... Why don't you go ahead and do the...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're not... there we go.
You're in charge of that.
Yeah. So this is our current location. So we are currently at Lone Tree Station. And do you want to
yeah.
pull the map over
It
to kind
actually,
of show where we're at?
so this game it's very cool. So each of these cards represents one of those locations, but we have this whole map that's going to show us where we're at. And we just arrived at Lone Tree Station, which is all the way up here. So
the northwest corner.
this map is really cool for a lot of reasons because, like we did say, this is a sandbox game, so you can like just wander around. Oh, look, we got somebody already playing it solo. So this is our first multiplayer game, so we're gonna do this 2 players today.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at Lone Tree. We're at Lone Tree Station. Also, you see all this empty space here. If you've ever played an LCG before, know that this is going to be filled with rows of cards. So that's why we kind of have this emptiness.
Yep. Well, Calypso heads back to the station with you and Cal in tow. She speaks back over her shoulder. Please make yourself at home. Explore the Hanging Gardens. Find the Spirit Seeker Nal and Cordo and strike up a conversation. Get to know the place. After you spend some time here at the station, you should head over to White Sky, she says. That's the next town over.
So White Sky is here. Now, I do like this too. Again, and I'm going to derail the narrative. We can get to, like, you can get to White Sky a variety of different ways. And Nelson and I did kind of pre-plan which way we wanted to go because we wanted to have all the cards ready. We don't want to have to dig through the box. But like, you could come down if you really wanted to make a stop through Boulder Field because it's a little bit easier of a path. If you wanted to do my way, you could go the circuitous route all the way around and come in the other way. Or there's like this one little path right here.
Yeah,
so
that may be the one we take.
Well, this is this is not the easiest path. These green are easier.
Yep.
They're kind of like color-coded based on difficulty or like peril, I guess, of the path.
Yeah.
But we're going to do, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. In fact, High Pimpot has some juniper biscuits baking right now. His food is legendary around these parts. Once those biscuits are ready and you've had a chance to poke around, take a parcel over to White Sky and offer them to the people you meet. This feels so first mission video game, right?
I've got some biscuits for you. Please go give them to this random NPC.
Yeah, hit X to jump. It's been at least a year since our neighbors have enjoyed the company of Rangers beyond bearing these treats. She turns to look at Cal. What do you think, Cal? Good way to get started? He grins at you in a way you can't quite describe as a sneer. Handing out baked goods, I think that's perfectly suited to their abilities.
Wow.
Yeah, so we actually get to make a choice here. So the other thing about this...
Slap him?
Yeah, kind of. The other thing about this campaign is that we can make choices and we'll write down what choices we make, which will influence future decisions and future paths in the campaign.
All right, I don't care for this gentleman.
So we can tell Cal what he can do with his condescending attitude, or we can ignore him.
I don't know. Maybe we should just ignore him.
Well,
I'm not here to stir a pot.
Be the bigger person, right?
Yeah, we can turn the other cheek, they say.
Yeah. So Calypso shakes her head and laughs. Oh, Cal, you're not long past delivering biscuits yourself. It's tradition after all. Ooh, got him. So at this point, we would write impressed Calypso on the campaign track.
Yeah, which we have over off camera.
Yep. So we gain the biscuit delivery mission. So in this game, the mission is kind of dictating what you are working towards. Now, you can do whatever you want in the game. The biscuit delivery says, you want to read that green?
Yeah, travel away from Lone Tree Station while him Pimpot is in play. Oh, so we need to go
We have to go get the biscuits.
High Pimpot. We have to go get him, and then we can travel to Lone Tree Station.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, this just sums it up, basically. And there's leaving a little thing that says read a special entry when you meet them. Okay.
Yep. So all the cards in the game are going to have entries in this book. So this is the campaign book. It's going to tell you to go read 45.3 at some point during the campaign.
Yeah, sure.
So each card has a special entry. However, for this first mission, we're reading a special entry for each one of our characters.
When we find them.
When we find them, yeah. I missed that the first time I played, and I was reading things I did not understand.
Oh, and you're like, what is happening? I've done that.
This does not have anything to do with
I think every Legacy game I've ever played, there's been one part where somebody starts reading and we go, wait, what? And they're like, oh, wait, I'm 2 numbers off. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so we decided that I was going to be the lead ranger.
You're going to be the lead ranger.
Even though I have the least experience with this game.
But you have the most ambition.
I do have a lot of ambition, and I'm peerless. Meaning there's nobody who's my peer.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's
I think that is the
positive?
correct definition of that word.
So I started off during setup. I was given this Hanging Gardens location where we could come to kind of eat fruit and like rest in between our adventures. I don't think I'm going to need that right now. And then you see here our character card, and next to it, this is interesting. This is your kind of stat block. And you have 4 different stats: awareness, spirit, fitness, and focus. And you're going to be spending these to play cards. And the cards are going to go out, and that's going to be part of the thing that fills this row. And then we go back and forth playing cards. And also interacting with cards that are out. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot that we can interact with. I can interact with the Hanging Gardens. We will.
Yeah.
We can also interact with the station itself. We can search it. Beneath the comforting shade of your Giga Redwood home, you can scout path cards equal to your effort. So we can basically scout our next path there, and we can't interact with the weather. So that's the weather, the location, and the quest.
Yep.
And then some decks, basically. All right. I want to gear up before we head out.
I think so. The first thing that we do on the turn is everyone's going to draw a path card. So you're going to draw that.
Is it like Marvel? It's not Marvel Champions, right? Where we have to deal them all out separate. Why is that in there?
What are you doing?
That was you, Nelson. You put that in that deck. All right. Mine is, a Prowling Wolfhound. Why is that guy getting so close to the city? If there's another predator in play, this predator comes into play exhausted. There is not. So every time you draw a card, if you're going to interact with something, it goes into your area.
So it's based off this little icon here. So if the arrow is pointing down, it goes into within reach. This is kind of along the way, and then this is the surroundings.
It very much feels like the Lord of the Rings terminology.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like there's a reason you really like this one, because you love the Lord of the Rings game too, right?
I do. And then I have got a Sika Buck. So this is a prey, and I'm guessing, / I've played this game before.
You've played this one before.
They may want to start attacking each other if we don't do something.
Yeah, well, I don't care if they attack each other. I actually don't mind, and that's something that can happen. They can attack each other. They're guided kind of by a little AI. Also, what's neat here is that you don't have to fight. Some decks fight, some decks don't. Mm-hmm. Every creature that you come across has a fight value, and then almost like a tame. It's not quite. You're not really taming them exactly, but there's like a what do they call it?
Progress value. Yeah.
Connecting with the animal and getting them to kind of like leave you alone so you can go past them, which is the second value. So, all right, we got our cards.
Perfect.
Can I gear up now?
Yep.
All right.
Play is very simple. Action, 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 action. Bounce back and forth until we both rest, and we'll figure out what happens then.
Well, the first thing I need to do, any good adventurer needs to put on boots before you leave the house.
Yep.
So I'm going to put on my Ironwood boots. It's going to cost me 1 spirit. So your stats that you have are also your resources. So you're not spending cards or doing anything like that. There's no resource generation in your deck. It's just this card. So this costs me 1 spirit, my only spirit. So I'm spending that. You'll get this back every round, but basically that's my currency to put my boots on.
Perfect. I'm going to spend 2 spirit to play Oru the sheepdog. So now we have a little dog companion.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we can pet the dog to soothe some fatigue, which is a really cool mechanic. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. Or we can exhaust our sheepdog to move a being to a difference and place 2 progress.
So you're saying you can get it away and you can send it over to me?
Yeah, I could.
All right,
I could send it over towards the predator.
Oh, that's true. Make them fight each other. I think the other thing I'm going to do, too, I'm going to set up a boundary sensor with a fitness. So this is a boundary sensor. This is going to help us. I can exhaust it when we're moving, when we're trying to move along.
Nice.
Now, each one of these cards, you might not be able to see this super well on camera, but each one of these cards has like a slot value, and you can have 5 slots worth of equipment. Mm-hmm. So, hey, Casey. Casey, I feel like you probably like this game, honestly.
Yeah.
So I've got a total of 3 gear right now.
Excellent. Now I started the game with my Erotic Clouds. This is a conduit card. Basically, we're going to be adding charges to this card whenever I hit a certain triggering effect. This one specifically is whenever we flip over a challenge card, I'm going to name one of the icons, and if I get it right, I get a charge.
Nice.
The charges can be used to either scout ranger cards, or a lot of my cards are manifestations, which means that I have to discard from a conduit card to play them.
Oh, wow. That one sounds a little more complicated than mine.
Yeah, it sounds kind of fun.
My guy just walks. All my cards, a lot of my cards in the deck, and you can kind of see here, we have this little player aid. Again, it's a little small probably in the grand scheme of things, but it tells you all your basic tests you can do, and one of them is just to like traverse, to like move forward. That is what my guy is very good at.
Yeah.
Almost every card I have in my deck is like, helps me traverse. So he likes to walk. He likes to go on walks.
Very nice. So I'm going to end up spending 2 focus to play the Novice Lens that says whenever I perform a test in which you commit 1 or more manifestations, I can gain 1 focus.
Okay. I am going to scout ahead, I think, with my Eagle Eye skill. So this is going to cost me 1 awareness, but this is like a moment. Moments are moments.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say that. They're instants. They're events.
Yeah.
So this moment is Eagle Eye. I get to scout 3 path cards, but then I have to draw 1. So I get to look at 3.
Yep.
And I can put the really bad ones at the bottom of the deck.
Or on the top of the deck in any order you choose.
Oh, this is not bad.
Hey, a little flower.
Little flower patch. Oh, a giant spider. That's going on. Oh, look at that thing.
I don't like that.
Oh,
Put that at the bottom.
I don't like that at all. And then there's a prey, which maybe could distract some of these predators. But I think the sunberry bramble might be the safest way to go. So I'm going to draw it, and it does tell me to put it directly in play with me. Now, the more cards that you line up in front of you, the harder it becomes to interact with anything beyond you. But I think I'm going to probably interact with these things quite a bit. So
yeah, I think that is one of my favorite mechanics in the game, where whenever you're interacting with cards, if you are extending past cards that are along the way or within reach of you, they have a presence value, and that will fatigue you. Fatigue is taking the top card of the deck and putting it into a fatigue pile, and the deck is your health. So once you run out of your deck, you're not feeling too great.
So I can, if there's a prey, I can exhaust. Is that prey?
That's prey?
Okay, I can exhaust this to add progress to it and also damage this feature equal to the prey's presence. So I could put 1 progress on it.
Yeah.
It needs 5 to be to like.
Yeah, this one needs 3, this one needs 5. And so we can either connect with it or make it eat some berries.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, there's no berries. They're just
They're just sunflowers?
No, they are sunberries. I don't know. Maybe they're just berries that look like sunflowers. I think that's what they are. Good call.
Nice.
All right, so that was me. So I scouted ahead. I had to draw a card, and there it goes. So hopefully you're kind of seeing how this works. I mean, really, we're just playing cards from our hands and doing what they say. But then once these things are out here, we could start interacting with them. I could either try to fight this if I had a card that let me fight it. Otherwise, I could try to connect with it. I could interact with these. The Hanging Gardens, by the way, heals fatigue by eating fruit. And the Bramble lets us pick flowers to soothe some fatigue, too. So I got the fatigue.
You got the fatigue?
Come to my area and rest.
Come to your area.
Hey, Loopy, what's going on? Really excited to be playing this today. I've been looking forward to this game for so long.
I love this game.
It's not letting me down.
Okay, good.
This is just a really cool system.
Yeah.
Like, I've never played an LCG that feels so nebulous. Like, it's like,
yeah. You can do what,
it's not like Marvel Champions is like, here's the villain, fight it. Arkham Horror is like, here's a direct objective, survive. This is like, just, wander around and see who needs help.
You do you. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Alrighty, I'm going to use my Ranger ability. So each one of our role cards has an ability, and whenever you're choosing your specialty, you get to choose one of the 2 role cards that come with that specialty.
Yep.
So I'm choosing this. It says Scout 1 challenge card, so I get to look at the top card. I'm going to keep that.
That's not a bad one. A bunch of zeros and negative ones.
A bunch of zeros and negative ones. And so you can use that, or if you don't, I can use the ability, and I'm going to be able to call the correct challenge symbol and get some more tokens.
Okay, so we need to progress that location.
With High Pin Pots in play.
Can we progress it at all without him in play?
Yeah, so we can.
But we can't finish it.
Yep. So after we finish our Ranger turns, the next kind of stage of the round structure is choose to travel. And we can only choose to travel if we have 6 progress on this.
Okay, so I could, but I will take 1, 2, 3, 4 fatigue for trying to reach beyond my grasp.
Correct.
But that's okay. So I'm going to. Oh, I should have 4. I didn't put that on there.
Here,
Can you give me 4 tokens? My sensor has 4 uses. It's bing, bing. That's how I picture like pinging. So setup was pretty easy, Rick, and we set it up in probably 10 minutes. But cleanup is gonna. So this is a persistent game, and so there's kind of like a save state mechanism in the game, and it's got dividers. So you just take each deck basically and put it in the divider, and that's it.
Yep.
And then when you set up again, next time you just pull the things out of the dividers, and you're good to go. The only like organizational part you're going to have is like when you're moving from a location to another location, you might have to go back to the box and get like the new deck from where you're going.
Yep.
But it's pretty easy.
It's very easy. They put dividers in there for us to use.
Yeah.
It's really easy to just kind of grab the next set, shuffle them together, and go.
Well, I think I am going to traverse.
Okay.
Even though I'm going to take 4 fatigue for doing so.
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, I have a lot of ways of getting my fatigue back.
Exactly.
So the reason I'm doing this, so I'm actually like, I'm extending out. I'm going to explore Lone Tree Station. I'm going to ignore the things that are right in front of me. And I have to like get past these things, which is going to fatigue me. And the fatigue value is printed on the card. So I could try to deal with these cards. I'm not going to right now. So I'm going to fatigue 1, 2, 3, 4. So I take 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I put them in my fatigue pile. Now I'm feeling pretty good right now because I got a full deck of cards, but this deck of cards is our health. If this is ever empty, then you're out, you're done. I don't know if it's game over, but you're at least like exhausted or...
Yeah, you have to set up camp.
Okay.
And typically setting up camp when you're not traveling is more perilous. So whenever you travel to the next station, you can basically save the game, if we're talking video game turns.
Sure.
Put it all away, and that's better because you can start adding all your like reward fancy cards that you're going to be earning throughout the campaign.
Now there's another reason why I wanted to take a lot of fatigue, is this character's whole thing is like take a lot of fatigue, because when you heal fatigue, you get to draw them as cards. So I take as much fatigue as I can, find ways to heal it back and draw more cards. But I'm going to do... I'm going to go traverse around Lone Tree Station and see what I can find. Yep. So that's a fitness test. I have 1 fitness left. I will spend it. So my value for fitness is 1.
And you know it's a -1.
Actually, I'm not even going to spend it. I'm going to use
my...
my...
To spend
I have to...
-1. Yeah.
Even if I use this to do it, I still have to spend it?
You have to spend
I'm just
at
spending
least
that.
1 to do the test.
Because I know it's -1, thanks to Nelson showing that. So I can do it. I can do my 1 versus that -1.
If you have any of... So this is a common test.
Yep.
If we have any of those kind of compass symbols, you can use that to commit to the test as well. So very similar to Arkham in that sense.
Yeah, I do. I think that's that symbol right there. So I have 2 of these and then 1 from the boundary sensor, which I have to exhaust the boundary sensor to do so. But I get 1, 2, 3, 4.
We flip this. Hey, we know what it is. We resolve the test first. So the first thing that we do is we have 3 progress here on Lone Tree. Once we have 3 per player...
-1 to me. So yeah, 3.
Yeah, so once we have 3 per player, we have the option to move after we've all rested. Now this is
Except we need... Well, yeah, and again, just to point out how sandboxy this is, we could just move on. The quest wants us to have somebody with us and take him with us. But we could just be like, nah, we're going to leave, and we're just going to literally abandon that quest.
Yeah. Who cares about the biscuits?
Yeah. We could do that. I don't think I don't want to. I want to try.
For Cal, if I had ever heard one.
It does. I want to try to do it. So I added 3 to it. And so this is done. Mm-hmm. That's, yep. So we're good.
Now we resolve the challenge icon here. So we're going to look, and we go in order of surroundings along the way and reach player area. Trigger all of our sun icons. So here's our first one. You want to read what that is?
I will. So this is for our biscuit delivery.
Yep.
If Quizzy Voss is not in the path discard pile, she is drawn. She is drawn by baked goods. What does that mean? Oh, she's drawn in by the baked goods.
Drawn in by the baked goods, yeah.
Search the valley, set for Quizzy, and put her into play. So you had the valley cards off to the side. And she was on top of the valley deck. So that was pretty easy. So look at that. We've got... Oh, it's a kid. She wants the biscuits.
She wants the biscuits.
She can't have any. So what can I... She's friendly, so she won't attack. I can ask her about her adventures. I might do that. Oh, but then do we have to trigger hers immediately? Because...
Yeah.
All right. Well, but that's mine. That's that one. Now we do mine.
Yep.
So her sun icon now says, discard either a progress token or a token from a plant, insect, or gear. I guess I could discard a progress token from my boundary sensor.
Okay.
She's setting it off. Can I get... there, I've got 2 left. I don't think I'll need more than that for today, so I'm okay with that.
Yep.
However, this is all persistent, right? Until we rest? Like, this card will eventually go away.
Yep, so she's going to be out.
She's good.
Persistent just means that she's going to follow us when we travel.
And then the Prowling Woolhound will ready another Prowling Woolhound, which there aren't any to ready, so that's good.
I have the Buck over here. If there's another active Sika Buck, exhaust this. There's not another active.
So that was good.
So
and nothing else we have has sun icons on there. So that's how you might trigger some of the random events that are on these cards. Mm-hmm. Not every card is going to have a symbol like that. You might see some other symbols like this blue one, right, and the red one. So.
Yep. And so we can see here that she has a journal entry.
Oh yeah, you want to read that?
And so this is where I messed up the first time. We are actually reading 91 because
that's what it
delivery.
says. Oh, because if you meet her in any other instance, you would just read her regular entry.
Yep.
But we're reading 91.
So you feel a tug on your backpack and turn to see a young girl suddenly walking beside you. Hi, she says. Do you smell something? Is Hi Pimpot baking his famous juniper biscuits? Can I have one? Which way is the kitchen?
No.
We have to clear...
Adults only.
Yeah, we have to clear her with progress to find the kitchen.
Oh, she's going to follow us? We can't let her find the kitchen?
Nope. So 6 or 3
3 R.
progress per player.
Is that the per player symbol? It says R.
Per ranger, yeah.
Per ranger.
Yep.
I see. So she needs 6 progress to go away? And you can't really interact with... Well, you can.
I can, but the
You'll
sick
take
of
a
buck
fatigue.
will fatigue me, which
All right.
is not the worst thing in the world. We also have cards like Sky Whip where we can... Nah, we probably shouldn't attack the...
Kid?
Yeah.
We could, though. I bet something bad happens. Is there a thing?
You read there's an entry if you kill any
my
of the characters.
gosh.
There's an entry in negative or positive things that happen.
I don't think a positive thing will happen.
Probably not in this instance.
But I do like
no.
that you could. It does like that Skyrim feeling of like
Yeah.
I have a quest here, and now I'm attacking everybody. They're kicking me out of the town. I've lost that quest.
Yep.
Let's not attack her. And will the wolfhound attack her?
No, the wolfhound will not attack her.
All right, good. But it'll attack prey.
Yep. And so like the buck is prey.
Yeah, she's not.
Not a prey.
So she's not prey. Yep. Good. She's not prey. Casey, yeah, I think, man, it's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting. Okay, I'm going to go ahead.
It's your turn.
Yep, because you just placed here, and then
but
everything happened.
I could exhaust to give a +1 to her, so anything you do to interact with her would be at +1.
Mm-hmm. So,
but I could do that after your next action.
After my next turn. The other thing that you could do, which is not, it's just a rule that would not work in this situation.
To tap her to go twice?
Yeah, you can exhaust your roll card to take 2 turns in a row, but then you can't use your roll ability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and exhaust this buck. And so if a card is exhausted, they will not fatigue you if you extend reach past them. And so this is another basic common test.
Is this the connect? Or no, avoid.
This is the avoid, yep. And so I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to spend 1, and I'm going to commit a Sky Whip because the avoid test requires that symbol. So
that's
I'm
just
at
2?
2. I need just a 1, as long as it's not a -2. It is a -1 because we're looking at awareness, which is enough to succeed. So we exhaust here.
All right, so you've awarenessed it. So
I've
it is
awarenessed
but we triggered the blues.
We trigger all the blues. So if this test added progress, added additional progress.
It did not.
We didn't really talk about the weather. The weather is effectively the difficulty of
the game.
And so this is the nice, pretty day.
Is it called a perfect day? Is that what it says?
Yes, a perfect day.
Nice. What
Over
a perfect
here,
day.
If there's an active predator, which there is,
Yep.
exhaust it, add 2 damage to it, and then add damage equal to its presence. So
But it's already exhausted, so does it...
we're looking at the predator now.
Oh, the predator gets exhausted?
The predator gets exhausted, and
right.
2 damage.
And 2, you got damage tokens? I only have exhaust tokens over here.
And then we add damage to the buck based on its presence, which is 2.
So the buck is almost dead.
The buck is almost dead.
I like that they're hunting.
Yeah.
I like the buck struck back. So this guy is at 2 out of 4. I could maybe come in, except I have no cards.
And then you got some blues over there.
Some blues over there. Oh, yeah, I do. If there is an active prey, exhaust it, but we can't, right? So
there's no active prey.
All right, because it's already exhausted.
Right.
If there's an active human.
There is.
Is that a human?
Yep.
Exhaust them. So she is going to go run to the Hanging Gardens. If there's an active human, exhaust them, add a progress to them, and a damage to the feature equal to their presence. So she gets a progress, and that gets a damage.
Okay.
So she took this thing, basically a damage in this instance, since you're not really like defeating it. It just indicates how many uses almost of that Hanging Gardens there are. You can use it 4 times. I'm about to use it to eat.
Yeah.
I need a break. I'm going to go to the Hanging Gardens and have something to eat.
That's fair.
The
character that I'm playing in my solo campaign is a gardener.
Nice.
And so all the flora, you're able to like basically restore damage and use them multiple times.
Nice.
I'm having a lot of fun with that.
So I'm going to go to the Hanging Gardens. It's an awareness test to find the berries. I have 2 awareness left. I'm going to spend both of them. So I will get 2 awareness added to this test. And I think I'm going to add a 3rd.
Okay.
Just because I want to make sure I get it. No, there's probably... Because there could be a -2.
There could be a -2.
Right now I'm at 3. So let's flip and see. This is an awareness test.
+1.
Oh, well, I really overshot that. So I'm going to eat some berries. Anytime I eat a berries, I have to add another damage to it. So it's only got 2 berries, 2 eats left. But I get to soothe 3 fatigue. So I take 3 cards from this discard pile that I made here. And add them back to my hand. Ooh, that feels good. Oh, and I just drew my trail mix.
Nice. More food.
It's exciting, but I'm like, all I'm doing is packing to like go on a walk. Like I got my boots, now I got my trail mix. I'm packing some berries.
Perfect.
All right, that's it for me.
We trigger all the reds, but there's actually no red active card in play.
Inactive.
And
Yep.
I should have. So this symbol means that we reshuffle the deck.
Oh, nice. So those bad ones are going to come back into us. So
and those are usually on the ones with -2s on them.
Yeah.
As you're doing that, I'm thinking I want to...
Interesting. I like this card I just drew.
I'm going to exhaust my sheepdog. I can move a Bing, which is Quasi. I'm going to move her over here.
Her over.
But I get to add 2 progress to her as well. So
oh, she's going to pet the dog.
she's going to go pet the dog.
It's amazing. I mean, honestly, it's amazing to me how this even works.
Yeah.
Like that you can have these organic kind of interactions that you weren't expecting to have. Okay.
You want to add your thing to that?
No.
Your +1?
Oh, that's my actual. So this response, though, for Iron Will Boots, after you play a moment, soothe 1 fatigue.
Yeah.
Just every time.
Every time.
All right, so I only have 1 fatigue left.
But if you interact over here, you take more fatigue.
I am going to interact over there. Oh, if I even put my thing on it, I would take 4 fatigue for putting this on there.
You would take 2 because this
he's
is
exhausted. Fine. Move this to a feature. That feature fatigues me for 1. And since I extended beyond my grasp, I fatigue for 2 more. I can ignore the wolf. He's busy. This counter basically means he's busy. Yeah. He's off hunting his prey. So he's not paying attention. Yeah, he's not paying attention to me. So that was that, and that also exhausts my character too.
Yep.
All right.
Very nice. This is kind of like the focus of a ranger.
Yeah.
And so if you have a token here, all other rangers get +1 to anything that they're interacting with on that card.
And you need to do 3 more to like distract her away.
Yep.
Can you do it?
I'm going to do that. I'm going to ask her about her adventures in the valley. So
is he hungry like the wolfhound?
Yeah, so that's going to be focus plus hearts. I don't have any hearts.
How much focus did you spend?
I spent 1. So we're at 1 plus 1 is 2.
Okay.
So that's the total value there. I'm going to choose my response. Before I draw a challenge card, I'm going to name blue.
Okay.
Because that would
blue's focus.
Blue would probably mean that we win or that we have enough. So let's it's a red. But +0, so we add 2 progress here.
So she's not distracted yet.
She's not distracted quite yet. And then we trigger all the reds, which there are none.
All right, I'm going to play.
But is she hungry? Not anymore. She's exhausted. She already ate.
Oh, man, I can't play this boots. I'm actually going to draw another card. So here's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do this interestingly. I'm going to play a card called Perfect Recall, which costs me a number of focus equal to the card I'm playing. I'm going to spend 1 focus. However, I played a moment.
Nice.
And I get to draw 1 of my fatigue back.
Beautiful.
And then this card lets me play another moment from my discard pile. So I will play Eagle Eye, which is a second moment. So I will get another fatigue.
Beautiful.
Yeah, isn't that great? My boots, really, they were made for
exciting. Walking. And that's just what they'll do.
So I'm going to scout 3 more path cards because we're trying to find... Pip or him or...
Hide Pimpot.
Okay, so there's an overgrown thicket. I can get another wolfhound. I'm going to bury the wolfhound.
Yeah,
I don't want those. I can get another sunberry bramble. Ooh.
So the overgrown thicket is an obstacle. An obstacle
I don't
will
like
prevent us from traveling.
So I guess I'm just going to the berry patch. Where's the Peerless Pathfinder? He's off at the berry patch. I still haven't found Hi Pimpot?
Hi Pimpot.
Hi is H-Y.
Yeah.
When you said it out loud earlier, I thought he was like the Hi Pimpot, like that was a title. It's H-Y is his name, Hi.
Yeah.
So that was it. I'm down to one. I'm down to just one focus. So I don't think I have much more I can do.
Okay. I'm going to use my fitness to try and traverse up here. I am going to use my rod of the clouds. I'm going to try and guess blue again.
Hi ho, hi ho.
Hi ho.
Is it blue?
It is bad. We get one.
It's bad.
Quasi is already in play.
Oh, so we're doing the yellows for everything?
We're doing the yellows for everything.
But everything is pretty much exhausted.
Everything's pretty much exhausted.
All this does is add Quasi to play if she's not already?
Yep.
Okay, so we already got her. Yep. And she's exhausted. Everything's exhausted. Perfect. Jinx. All right, I am going to do one thing on my turn with my lat, because we're getting all this back. So I might as well use it. I'm going to remember. And I'm going to remember with just one focus. If this test is successful, I get to draw a card. So let's see what it is. It's focus, which is blue.
Focus, which is blue. It's a +1.
So 2.
So 2.
So I get to draw 2 cards and keep one of them. Oh boy, there were 2 skilled. What do I not have in my hand?
And when you are scouting, scrying, you can choose to put them on the top or bottom.
Yeah.
So if you like
I could put both of them on the bottom, right? Yeah.
Then draw. Yeah, you can put both of them and then draw a card.
Because I don't really need.
There you go.
I don't really need those. I need some more gear. And I didn't draw any more gear. Actually, I do have my trail mix.
Ooh.
Yeah. And all right. So I'm pretty much tapped out. By the way. But you can continue on. I've got nothing left.
You know what? I really don't have much left. I have one awareness, which can exhaust a being, but everyone's kind of already unexhausted. I can actually up here. I have an awareness. I missed this in my playthrough, and I was trying to find high.
You have an awareness?
I do. I have one awareness. Awareness plus hearts. We're going to go ahead and do this so we can search.
Yeah.
So this says, beneath the comforting shade of your Giggle Redwood home, to scout cards equal to your effort, then draw 1 path card. This could be bad, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Just like,
because you scout 1.
Yeah, you scout.
Well, you might not even scout 1, because you spent 1.
I spent 1. Let's see. We're going to name blue again, because why not?
Hey! It is a blue.
And 0, so we scout 1. We got a sick a buck. Alrighty.
That's not bad, right?
That's not bad.
I'd rather have a Sigabuck than another Wolfhound.
Because it was blue, I'm going to add another charge to my rod.
Oh, we got to do all the blues, don't we?
Yep. This is exhausted. If there's an active predator, there's not. But now your blues are going to trigger.
Did you do this blue here?
Yeah, so that if it adds progress, you get to do more.
So we have to activate both of these. But is there an active prey?
There is.
There is now. He's going to come over and eat the berries.
Alrighty.
So exhaust it, add 1 progress to him, and add 1 damage to the sunberry bramble.
Perfect.
So he's coming to eat it.
And then this one, there's not an active prey.
He's already eaten this bramble. He doesn't need this bramble.
He's not hungry anymore.
Matthew, I'm glad that we could oblige. I'm glad that we got this out. I've been really looking forward to playing this one. So,
nice.
I think that's it. So I'm ready to refresh.
This
was the first round of the game, by the way.
Yeah, the rounds are beefy.
I mean, yeah, that's really the formula. I mean, you're spending most of your time playing cards. We cannot travel because we've only got 4 on there.
Correct.
We could if we had 6 and just leave the guy behind. All right.
Yep. So we're choosing not to travel.
No,
so now we'll
traveling.
refresh. We're going to ready every single card in play.
Yep, including the bad ones.
Including the bad ones, unfortunately. But also the good ones.
Okay, everything I have is readied.
We are going to
draw 1 card, right?
Draw 1 card.
And regain all your energy.
Regain all energy.
And are you the active ranger now, or am I still the lead ranger?
You're always the lead ranger.
Am I always the lead ranger?
You have taken the mantle.
I did. I took it. I took the mantle.
You thought only the brew in front of your own area are triggered and not the other's player? That actually may be very, very true.
Look at that. See, this is why we have somebody that knows the rules. Oh, that probably is true. That's a good... Thank you, Janet. Look at that.
Yeah.
That probably is true. So you should have just triggered your person. But it's okay.
Just triggered mine, yeah.
It's okay. It's not going to... I don't think that will greatly affect what happened. All right. Well, I am, while you're looking that up, going to play my trail mix.
Because it's within reach of you.
I see.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
I'm putting my trail mix out. And I need 2 counters on it. Can you give me 2 counters? I can eat trail mix to choose a ranger. That ranger soothes fatigue equal to the number of fitness in their energy pool, which for me is now 0 because I had to spend my 2 to play the trail mix. I've got 2, 4, 5 items, so we're good.
Perfect.
Look at that.
You know what? I think that Actually, we have one more refresh thing. The clouds are starting to tick down, so now we have 2 clouds. Once we deplete the number of clouds, we're going to flip this over. It's going to be midday. It's going to be hot.
Oh, you're right. Ugh,
so.
I don't want it to be hot.
Okay. You know what? I'm over here. We've got 5 progress. I'm just going to try and connect with Quasi over here. So we're going to...
She only needs one more?
She only needs one more. Actually, you know what
Well,
I'm going to do?
I have a thing that lets me just put one on her.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm going to use my ability to scout this top card.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect to know, because then I'm going to... I can't traverse anymore. I spent all my fitness. So, never mind. I thought I was going to traverse. Oh, I shouldn't have spent all of my fitness. And there's nothing that can give me fitness back, is there? Ooh. All right, so then what am I going to do instead? That was my whole plan. So I guess I should let you interact with her.
Yeah, I can interact
with
her.
Because I can't actually do traverse because I have no fitness left.
And if you can leave me this challenge card, that works out.
So you want me not to do any challenge, but then I have to rest.
Oh, you don't have cards to play or anything?
Well, I could play one card. Do you have an attachment in your discard pile that you might want? Nope. No, you don't have anything in your discard pile.
And it's fine if you need to use that. That's totally fine.
How many we don't have any obstacles in our way. Yeah, I mean, all I can do is I can use an awareness to search for high.
Okay, yeah.
But that's going to use that +1.
Oh, that's actually perfect then. If you get a +1, you might as well use it.
So I've got 2.
You'll take 5 fatigue.
Yeah, I know, but I can get it back. So I'm going to spend 2. That makes a total 3. It's hearts. Actually, since I can't play these, let's just do these 2. I'm going to look through the top 5 cards.
Let's go.
Because if we can't find him by now... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hi!
Hi!
So I'm going to put high on front. Actually...
You're drawing a card, so...
I can put these in any order.
Yep.
So there's a... Oh, Cordo? I don't... It says he's friendly.
He's a hunter.
I'm going to put him underneath so we know we're getting at least 2 positive things in a row. Cool. And then I will draw him out, and he goes...
He's...
Oh, everything goes to our... We left this whole row, and we put nothing in there. But then I need to trigger all the blues.
Yep.
So we weren't doing anything with the weather. He does not have a blue. If there's an active prey, there is, exhaust it, add a progress to it, and a damage to this feature.
Okay.
And then we'll do that again. So both bucks will be exhausted.
Okay. Perfect.
Right? It just says if there is an if there is an active prey.
Add a progress to it is what it said?
And I need a 2 damage tokens.
Which that one's dead.
Oh yeah, this bramble it's been eaten. It hit its damage value. They ate the bramble.
Perfect.
And then, if there is an active human, which there is, exhaust them.
Or them.
But this will add a progress to them. So
perfect.
That would be it.
Yeah, that's great.
So let's add a progress. Oh, we didn't read his little entry when we found him, but because I'm still I don't know what's first because I'm still resolving all the blues. So she's done. So we should read his and then hers. So he is 91, right?
91-3. You come across a massive pile of diced and sliced vegetables, roots, and tubulars. Occasionally, more slices fly through the air to land on top of the pile.
Yum.
Back already, a voice says, beyond the vegetable pile. I told you, there's no silverfin curry to be had until the fish have marinated for at least 3 hours. A head pokes out from behind the pile. Oh, it's you. I thought you were Elder Thrush. She gets so impatient with the silverfin curry day. Calypso sent you for the biscuits, eh? They're just out of the oven. Let me know when you're ready to leave, and we'll get you those biscuits to the good people of White Sky straight away. So now we have to travel away from Lone Tree Station with High Pimpot in play to complete our mission.
With him in play. So if we clear all the progress, we read something. That seems like a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think we want to do that.
We don't want him to go away.
You get that back.
He can help us harvest, though. Local plants for a stew. Do we need to make a stew, too? We could. We could make a stew as well. We could bring biscuits and stew.
They would love us.
They would. They would really love us. The active prey, I think, is just in the play area. I believe it's just any active play. I feel like, or else it should say.
I think that's how I've been interpreting it. which we can see if we can find an answer, and maybe this is something that we look in after the stream.
Right.
But
we'll double check that.
There are cards that reference in your play area versus not in your play area. So if it doesn't, I just kind of assumed that it was out.
Because it just says if there is one.
Yeah.
It just says any active. All right, so I can interact with him to get a harvest. So then we are going to add one to her. So she's met her. She's met her threshold. Her threshold.
In your time together, Quasi has made a game of scouring Lone Tree Station for clues as to the kitchen's whereabouts. Eventually, the scent of High Pin Pot's biscuits grows stronger, and she cheers. Yes, 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 delicious biscuits. Here I come. Each ranger soothes to fatigue, and then we discard her.
I got fatigue to soothe. I get that, Jen. That's why we wanted to do this too, is kind of to stream it. But we just got it in ourselves. A couple days ago, right?
Yeah.
It's just so we're working through it. So that might be true. But I also, when I did my demo too, I don't remember that that's the case, but that might be the case.
Yeah, we'll take a look. We'll take a look.
All right, so nothing has come into that faraway row. I'm surprised.
Yeah, and maybe that's just with the modular sets.
Yeah.
I think one of the obstacles in there goes out here.
Yep.
So
if we had taken that obstacle, it would have.
Yeah.
All right, so that was me. That was all me finding high by searching around. So we have to add 2 more progress to that before we're allowed to leave.
We have to add 2 more.
But we can also get some stew. He needs 3 flora attached to this. So every time you do a harvest challenge of 2, you get to add a token, it looks like, right?
Okay.
Or attach a flora. Is there actually a flora, or you just use a counter? Like there's just generic counters for everything?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let's I'm going to go ahead and scout. Everyone in my play area is exhausted, and so I can scout.
Well, I don't know. I put a helpful dude on top.
Oh,
I put another ranger on top.
That is true. I'm thinking that we can draw that. I meant when I said scout, I meant
traverse.
You
meant traverse.
I meant
2 different things.
Yeah, 2 different things. Also, did you take your 3 million fatigue when you interacted up here?
It should have been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think it's just 4 because this was
you're right.
Play, yeah. This looks so fun. I'm
having a for a game where it's like all we've done so far is like explore some bramble patches and put on some boots. Like I'm having it's very enjoyable. The gameplay flow is very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And it's very easy. Like once you kind of get it, it's very easy. But I think what's really like for me right now is seeing all of these possibilities of like knowing, well, we can just go in so many different directions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this, like he comes out, now it's like, oh, well, now I kind of want to make that stew.
I kind of want to do the stew.
I played a board game where I'm like, can I get this stew made before we have to leave town?
Yeah. And I think the most dangerous thing about this game is there are times where it's like a natural stopping point, but I don't know if I have the self-control to trigger the stopping point.
Right, it's like playing Baldur's Gate. You're like at 4 a.m. and you're like, well,
oh no.
I thought it was just... And this feels like Jeremy Howard talks about this all the time. I think he even has like a special table set up where he just leaves these games.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think he would love this because he's a big solo player. This is a game you could just leave out and just come back to and just play a couple rounds.
Yeah.
And then, or 6 or 10 rounds.
Yeah. Or until 4 a.m.
Or until 4 a.m. All right. So that was all. So you're going to traverse?
I'm going to traverse. I have to commit one of my fitness. This is one of the common tests.
Is this when a ranger performs a traverse test?
Oh, okay. Excellent. I'm going to commit.
So I'm going to give you an extra one.
Perspective.
You get an extra one from my boundary sensors.
So 1 from fitness, 1 from boundary sensors, 1 from committing perceptive.
And you don't need to have any fatigue because everything in front of you is exhausted.
Correct. Perfect. I'm going to name blue because that's what
Yogi says we should do a 24-hour stream of just this game. I honestly wonder. I have no idea how much content is in this game. But it's a good bit. It's a lot.
I mean, like this is all text for a reason. Like there's a lot of content in here.
I think you could easily stream this game for 24 hours straight and not reach whatever the ending you get to. Or maybe if you got speedrunners, you got that guy that's like, I already know. I'm just going here and I'm going there.
Yep.
I'm skipping the biscuits. We're not doing any of that.
Yep. So we add 2. If it adds progress, we add an additional. So that's up to there. I did actually name blue. So we're going to go up to 3 counters here. Maybe I'll use those someday.
So we could leave if we wanted to.
We could.
I don't want to yet. Let's finish this round.
Okay.
Well, we only leave when the round's over anyway,
correct.
Right?
Yeah. After you succeed in a test in which you committed, we get 1 awareness. So that's going to be 1 blue.
Nice.
I'm sorry, 1 green. And then we're going to trigger all the blues in my area, but not your area.
Right, and yours are done.
We're good.
Yours are done. All right, I think I do want to harvest with him. So it's awareness 2, is that right? So that means I have to hit at least a 2.
Yes.
But we have to do it 3. So I'm going to do an awareness. I can only do it once. You're going to have to help.
I am going to commit thoughtful. So I can
to
commit
my help?
thoughtful. You can commit this attribute to any Rangers.
Oh, nice. And I don't have any triangles in my hand. So that's pretty good. So we're at 2.
We're at 2?
Yep.
Plus 0.
Hey, we got it. Give him a counter. He's got some flora. He's about to make his stew. If we can
One
get it.
flora?
Yeah, just one.
Just one. Perfect.
All right, and that's it for me. Oh, and we triggered the blues, though.
If it adds progress, that's not progress.
If there is a prey, there's not, but there is an active human. Exhaust them. Add 1 progress to them. Uh-oh, I don't want to add progress to him.
Uh-oh. Maybe we need to
But this
eat
is,
some
and
berries.
we've got, it's going to add a 3rd one on there, right? I'll be sad. Why did I do that? That was my token. I'll be sad if he leaves. All right.
Yeah. Then
Can you still do this if he's exhausted? Can you
I
still
think so.
interact
Yeah, I
with him?
think you can still interact
Okay.
with exhausted cards.
All right.
So the other thing about new card games is
I know.
you think you know all the rules.
I know, and then you're like, wait a minute,
every
can
edge
you-
case comes out during the play, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to interact over here. So it's awareness plus triangles. I got 3 awareness. We need
2. Don't use all 3 because then you can't do a second test. I just want to see if we can get the stew before we have to end the stream. That's my goal here.
If there are 3 flora attached to him,
Yeah, he makes his stew.
he makes his stew, and you only add 1. If I go 2, we need 2.
Yeah.
So if that's a
Do you have
minus
no more?
1,
You have no more triangles?
I have no more triangles.
Ah,
I gave you all my
You
triangles.
did. You did.
Whereas I think the awareness all but guarantees it.
Sure.
The third
Let's just
one.
do a 3. That's fine.
I'll go
We might
3.
not get the stew.
And it'll be fine. I'm going to name blue because why not? It's red. It's a
-1.
Negative
so you got
1?
2.
So we're good.
So we're good.
So we're going to add 1 here.
And you guys are both exhausted.
Very close to the stew. And we're going to trigger all
We're
the red.
so close
no
to the
red.
stew, but I have no way of adding an awareness to him. I don't want to, because we're about to leave at the end of this round.
Yep.
I am going to finish off these Hanging Gardens, though. I'm going to eat at the Hanging Gardens. 17 mission cards and 160 path cards.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot.
And, and those 17 missions, like, well, you're not necessarily going to play all 17, but they're also pretty long, too. So
Yeah. And this mission, I think, is probably going to be the least
I'm
involved
sure.
mission. Whereas, like, I'm sure we'll get missions where we're going to have to
I have no
traverse
awareness.
across
I
the
can't
map.
eat.
Oh, no.
I have no awareness left. I only have Spirit and Focus, which I can't really use right now. Actually, I can. I'm going to use a Focus again to play Perfect Recall,
Nice.
which is going to give me one of my cards back, which is going to play Eagle Eye, which is going to give me one of my cards back. And now I already know we get a buddy out.
Woohoo.
I wanted Cordo before we left, too, because you can take these people with you.
If they're persistent.
Some of them, if they're
Some of them,
persistent.
yeah.
Some of them, but I don't. He is. Where would it say persistent?
So, like,
Well, whatever. I got.
right here. So it's a keyword.
Gotcha.
My pups.
Oh, these guys are
Persistent.
just friendly. But anyway, read. I want to hear what Cordo has to say. So you got to read 91 again, because we met a new friend.
Oh, yeah, we met Cordo.
Yeah. And I guess I could look at the other 2 to see if I want him on top. Oh, that spider's back.
Ah.
I'm putting him back at the bottom of
You
the
should,
deck
yeah.
again. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all.
So Cordo says, glad you made it through training. The grizzled man sticks out his hand and shakes yours firmly. Name's Cordo, in case you forgot. I understand you have a lot of new faces to take in. Clear Cordo with progress to speak with him further. if
Oh
you want
man, we're not gonna have time to do that. He needs 6 progress on him. But that's the thing is like, this guy will remain in this deck until we're told to remove him. So if he does not come with us to the next stop, if we ever come back to Lone Tree Station, he will still be in the deck. Now it might be that once we complete this and talk to him, it says like remove him from the game or something. But until we do, we'll continue to talk to him.
Yeah.
All right, well, he also can hunt, so he could have hunted these wolves. That would have been great to have him earlier.
Yeah.
But it's fine that we didn't.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm basically out of things to do, so...
I'm going to, I think we'll travel.
Yeah, I think we're going to travel when we're done.
We'll travel and we'll
Yeah.
camp, but I want to do this because it sounds fun and it's what my deck is built around.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spend 2 of these, and I get to scout 2 Ranger cards.
Ooh, nice.
Got the Novice Lens and Rod of the Clouds. We're going to keep Rod of the Clouds on top. And then if you've passed, then I can draw some cards.
Yeah, I've got nothing left to play. And I've got no way of getting this fatigue off me.
Nice.
I guess, yeah, because I have no awareness left. I've used up all of my awareness getting that guy out from the...
Yeah. So I'm going to use my basic action to remember. I'm going to use 3 focus.
Nice. So you get to...
0.
No reds.
Get to look at the top 3. 1, 2, 3, and draw one of them. We're going to take Rod of the Clouds. And we'll keep Compassionate on top. That seems pretty good.
All right.
We're going to drop those. And then that's going to be the end of my turn.
All right, that's the end of my turn. So, we rest. When we rest, we get to look and we get to see if we can travel. We have enough to travel. Let's see what happens.
Yep. So...
Did we get the biscuits?
We got the biscuits because High Pin Pot is in play.
Oh, that's what we have to do.
So
travel away from Lone Tree Station while High Pin Pot is in play. Read 1-01.
1-01. High Pin Pot places the last Juniper biscuit into the basket and hands it to you. There's no better way to begin a friendship than with a freshly baked biscuits. That's how we met.
Yeah, that's actually how we met.
He says, the people of White Sky just love meeting new Rangers. They always come bearing treats. High Pin Pot winks and takes the biscuit for himself. You shoulder the basket and walk down the trail towards White Sky. As you do, the enticing aroma of the biscuits wafts up from the basket. You remember that you haven't eaten anything since breakfast.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I want a biscuit.
I kind of want a biscuit.
We're going to KFC?
Your stomach growls. Surely they won't miss 1 or 2. So we can flip the biscuit discovery to the biscuit basket side, and we choose a Ranger to equip it.
Oh, biscuit basket. Biscuit basket.
Biscuit basket.
Well, I have no more gear spots left. Do you?
I can take it. I can take the...
Biscuit basket. For spirit, you can give a biscuit to a human that doesn't have a biscuit and give them 4 progress. So we could eat these biscuits.
We could eat those biscuits.
Or you can sneak your biscuit. Sneak a biscuit and soothe. But if there's ever 0 biscuits on here, we lose the biscuit bucket.
Uh-oh.
Our biscuit basket, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah, and so our new objective is to have 0 biscuits on this gear.
That's our objective, is to eat all the biscuits or to give them all away? That's our objective?
That's our objective.
But we're traveling to a new location.
We're traveling to White Sky.
So what would that look like?
What would that look like? So we would go ahead and let's take a look at the map.
The Biscuit Bandits.
The Biscuit Bandits.
So we know we're traveling, we talked about this because we're traveling from Lone Tree to White Sky.
Yep.
So we would get that deck.
Yep.
Basically.
So based on the route you take, you would take those cards. In this case, we're going along the lakeshore, so we take those. Then we would take the White Sky cards. That creates our new path deck that you would be drawing from.
So we would get rid of this old path deck.
And then we have a new setup. We are currently at White Sky. The lead ranger draws a path card.
Oh, that's me. So
which
all
is
this
one of
goes
these.
away.
Yeah.
Oh, path card, not a ranger card.
And then our goal in the next one, which I think we'll rest here probably.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Is to pass out biscuits to the fine folk of White Sky.
All right. So that's yeah. That's an interesting scenario. Like that's a good tutorial. Like
it taught us the game.
Feel like it's very interesting. Deadpan, hit that like button for the biscuit. We did it all for the biscuit today. That's cool. Like, and I feel like I actually like this game felt so chill.
Yeah.
And it's just like okay, the stakes right now are so low.
Right.
But, like we're just talking to people, meeting people, looking for the kitchen, making a stew. Like it's very chill, and it's like. I like that they've managed to make the card play fun without it having to be like a constant fight fest.
Yeah.
Like we're not battling every turn, but we're still playing cards and doing. We did a ton of skill tests without ever like fighting anything.
Right.
That's a really neat system.
Yeah. There's a lot of paths that you can take. You can build your character. We have 2 builds. The deck building in this game is a fantastic system that allows for so much modularity.
Yeah.
And so. We tried out a couple of things here, and there's just so many ways that you can take the deck, and so I'm really excited to see where this game takes us.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe we'll come back someday, and we'll stream again and show what happens once the biscuits get delivered.
Yeah, show what happens with the Biscuit Bandits. That's the name of the party.
We're calling our party the Biscuit Bandits. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today. A lot of fun with this game. This is Earthborne Rangers. It is delivering right now, so if you backed it, you'll be getting it. I don't know what their plans are. Hopefully, they have big plans for this game beyond
They've already announced an expansion.
All right, well, there you go. They've already announced an expansion. So take a look at this channel because I guarantee when that comes out, we'll be talking more about it. And again, thank you for joining us, Nelson.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
It's a lot of fun. So thank you, everybody. We will see you next Wednesday.
See ya.